everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai. So last time I believe we had the Great Battle of Togo, and since then we've cleared out the province and we have moved on with our armies. Unfortunately, there was actually an assassin killing off the general for the British army, so I had to replace them. And they've moved over here because, well, the blockade, which I'm trying to set up on this side of Japan, is not working as well because I haven't found a closed off point like this. Here we only have this point where the enemy can move through, so it's a lot easier. And here we've got massive amounts of territory, so I've actually seen them pass along the edge here to come around me. But I'm moving ships at this point, and we actually have set up a blockade right here, but some ships, enemy ships, are still being able to come through here, and one of them has left an army here, so I've sent the British army to deal with them. I was able to get a new general directly afterwards that I was able to recruit, but I'm also going to implement a Steam Workshop mod, Recruitable Generals. And right now I'm building up Kyoto to be the place where I can recruit generals. So we'll be able to recruit generals and set up a lot of armies and stuff like that. Now, with continuing forwards after the Great Battle of Togo, we were able to smash the Obama clan and continue on, and we took Wakaza. And with that, we actually captured this French trading port, which in turns actually allows me to recruit. Do I have any French troops? Yes, there we go. So we're gonna scrap the idea of getting a second British army, and instead we're gonna go with a French army. And it's kind of strange because we're gonna have French now on both sides. Now, yes, this is what I'm talking about next, which is we've come into contact with Nagoya, which is clearly the biggest clan next to us. All other clans does not even come close to that. And Nagoya, I'm guessing it's due to the brand submod that they have managed to get basically all their troops gathered together here. So they got 4 full stacks and 1 kind of ish, half-ish, and there's more coming. So we got massive amounts of troops. Saigo will be unable to take these on his own. The funny thing is, when I enabled the new mod, there became a problem, and so I had to scale back some mods, just temporarily. Because I'm not entirely sure what caused the problem. But the problem was that suddenly guns, mostly artillery I should say, became very useless. I'm not entirely sure what mod sort of overtook the one that made artillery deadly. So they made them very useless compared to what they were before. I guess they had a bigger morale impact, but because I'm using a lot of troops that are sort of extra pack troops, so the sort of standard ones, they have quite low morale to begin with, but these extra troops have very high morale, so it doesn't really work with the morale penalty that the artillery gave, because that had to, then they just had to, the standard troops that are easier to scare away. So I tested taking these guys on, and with that, so yeah, I've scaled some back. We're not entirely sure, but yeah, hopefully it will fix itself. I'm gonna move Saigo back, and he's gonna gather up with the faction leader. He was supposed to go here to destroy the Obamas, but he's gonna have to come with Saigo down here, and so these two will take on these 4. We actually have an our ally here, which is the island here. They managed to land, and I think they actually took, this Mikawa province, but then they lost it, and then they were pushed back. Or maybe they took this Wari province. I'm not entirely sure. And as you can see, we've advanced forwards quite a bit on other fronts. I've been able to take this province, and soon we'll be able to take this. I've got the navy here to protect against, because they're actually building some ships here, so I'm hoping to clear out in this port pretty soon. I can actually attack into the port, but people didn't really like naval battles, but I think we might. If I have time, I'll do that, because we want to test out the warrior class. One problem with the warrior class, it might have to do with the problem of the mod, because when I fire or let it fire by itself, half the shots of the broadside probably hit the water right in front of the cannon ports. So that was pretty strange. I think that was to do with the mod. And is there anything else I need to say? I don't think so. We're trying to cause... I've used this as a sort of special case just to see how like I can sort of cause rebellions and see if I can do an uprising and maybe create this as its own faction. So at this point there's only 10%, and I have been repeatedly inciting revolts here. They haven't had any luck as of yet to actually bring the castle down, but I'm hoping they're gonna do that pretty soon. And yes, that's about it. I was hoping to go directly into battle, but I do not dare risk Saigo. Saigo is really close as well to getting his last star. The faction leader is also on his way to getting his last star, but he's a bit further away. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end turn and see what these guys do, if they advance, and I will strike them in the back, or if they're gonna advance towards my armies. It'd be interesting if I can maybe get the allied army to join in. That would be an interesting battle to get them in as well. And yeah, we'll try to build a French army up here. Oh yeah, I accidentally added in another mod which I first had rejected, which gives me let's see, that was gunner attendance and reserve force. There was some of these troops. I think there was one called like landing force or something. Expeditionary force might have been one of them. Rifle attendants, a lot of attendants, surprise attack troops and stuff like that I originally didn't want to use, but now I can't remove it because the enemy has recruited some of those troops, so that doesn't work. Anyways, let's go ahead and end turn, and let's see if we can get into battle with this massive stack. So we'll get, I thought Battle of Tango was going to be a great battle. This is going to be a huge battle. You know what? I forgot that these guys were actually within range of taking on these. So let's fight this one instead then. And I do think we remember this battlefield. I'm pretty sure we've fought here before with a temple in sort of the middle ground. And I distinctly remember this battlefield. This time, however, we've got the British army fighting here. I think we had the faction leader here fighting last time. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've put the Highlanders out on my right flank. We've put the King's Royal Infantry in the center because they have the second wind ability, so it'll be easier for them to support the Highlanders or the normal line infantry off to the left by going and using the second wind to get them back in order. We're gonna start off by having toggled fire by rank, but then if the enemy gets close, we'll use the kneel fire. Now, a lot of times I sort of maneuver them sometimes into bad positions, and if you check the battlefield here, on the left we've got a nice open field towards the enemy. and we got more or less the same on the right, but in the center we're gonna have to march down into this dip, and from a position like here you can imagine the enemy coming over the hill there and taking this line by surprise if I stop them anywhere before I actually get up to this point. So we're gonna keep that in mind as we advance, but without further ado, let's go ahead and start the battle.
Okay, sir, we attack.
Now, one interesting thing is this general is actually a traditionalist, so kind of strange to put him in charge of the British army. We're gonna push these guys a bit out further to the flank. The thing is, with how the enemy has formed up, I think we're actually, what we'll do is we'll refocus our forces like this. Now I can't really push the Highlanders any back because you see this territory in zone is not very good to line up in. So what I'll do is I'll move the cavalry for now to keep in the middle, then they can go either to the flanks if need be. Is that artillery our own fire that went into this, or was that part of... Guess the enemy doesn't have any artillery. They've got mostly traditional troops. A lot of spearmen here, spear levies, and we've got some French guys, some French troops coming in that run in among these guys. We will be able to recruit our own French troops. I'm not entirely sure how we will work that in sort of ish to the story here. Of sort of, I've done some like roleplay-ish parts here of this campaign with Saigo. Kind of clever here of the AI to actually hide behind the temple grounds. They seem to be pushing their cavalry, the saber cavalry, quite far out to the right flank, so we'll move our dragoons over to that flank. And given that they move their troops like that, I feel kind of confident to move the kings and the line infantry, there we go, move them up. What we'll do is we'll have the general move in close support of the center, and in case the enemy decides to charge over this hill, we'll hopefully be ready for them. We've got some shrapnel that tore through some of the levies here, spear levies, and what looks like musket armed levies as well that tore through them there. I'm sort of maybe kind of ish want to set fire to the temple just to maybe piss off the traditionalists and get them to attack. Pushing in a lot of good fire here on the Shimzugana. They also have Takedanto infantry. Let's see, spears, red raiders. Looking at the line here, I think since they placed the Shimzugana more and the line infantry more onto their left side, it seems like their left is the strong side, while their right side is really lacking. You know what, it probably will look nice for the video, and it is a British army, so they don't care, so they're gonna set fire to that building. We don't want the enemy to occupy buildings like that. So the king's infantry is ready, kind of ish. They're gonna come a bit more like that, move up a bit faster. Line infantry will take more of an angle. I was hoping to actually set it on fire, and we just tore it down. Can we fire on it again? Just to set it on fire. I kind of want it to burn. The general, he can actually be stationed down here behind in cover down there. And as we have done this, we can bring the Highlanders a bit up But I'll still keep them away because the main, imagine the main attack is gonna go down here. You don't want to fire on the temple? What if I do this, this, and then take control myself? Probably have to aim quite high. Oof! Almost hit my own troops. Right, we're gonna have to aim quite a bit higher. There we go. I think... Ooh, I overshot it. We're gonna go down a bit. There. Ah, there's a bunch of trees in the way. Oh, I hit it. But the thing is, now when I've got the shrapnel enabled, the cannon shot, when fired from... Oh. The cannon shot looked like the enemy is moving, actually. Now when I see it, so... Oh, that was way too high. The cannon shot will take a while. It will sit there, take a while, and then explode. The enemy is refocusing their force. What I want to do... I want to hit this area right there with shrapnel, because we've got a lot of enemies moving up. And a lot of them. Boom! Holy shit! Look at this hole that we open up. All these guys just died. And the enemy has to just march over it. Right. I think the enemy will be in rifle distance anytime soon. They're closing in here. I'm gonna make my men go into square, and we're gonna send over to general to support, to be ready to deal with the enemy cavalry as they strike in there. Oh, they're able to use this side, come in around without, you know, being under fire for that long. Very clever tactic there by the enemy. Now I'm moving in the general, so he will help out a lot here. He will inspire this unit, use the gun battery, and then he will open fire to help shoot down these cavalry units. Okay, so the volley fires of the British infantry are opening up. I want to spread out the cannon fire at this point. I can see the enemy cavalry is moving in.
Sir,
we do not like that to the dragoons.
Peril, sir.
The dragoons will move as soon as bloody possible. And we will use these guys to go kneel rank. This one will also go kneel rank. These dragoons will move over here. The others will move quickly towards this side, because we're in quite the difficulty over here. Kneel rank and kneel rank over there. Red Dragon infantry and the French guys. The French Fusiliers are charging across the field right into the British. And the British suffer one casualty, but that seems to be it. Most of this side is now secure. The general will now move to this side. You'll have to retreat. You will flank. Okay, I want the dragoons to move up here. General will move over to this side. The Red Dragon infantry, though, seems to causing a bit of trouble. This line infantry will pull back. This one will go out of square and face the enemy. This one will drop and come to the side there. Then the other one will move back. The dragoons, unfortunately, has moved straight into spear infantry. They'll need to move back rather quickly here, but the spear infantry was shattered. Regroup a bit. Regroup over here in the back. Right, now when we've got this one, its retreat covered, it can fall back. And these guys will go into rank kneel fire. Rally and go gun battery, which means that they increase the reload rate. The Red Dragon Raiders, very quick troops, but with the immense fire that we're putting down upon them. They didn't stand a chance. We're gonna continue here for a bit just to make sure that this army gets destroyed. Did we actually put some of these cannons out of group? Let's see, where is the biggest target I can put down? You know what? We'll split the focus of the artillery a bit here and there. And the dragoons will follow. So we had a few units that lost a lot of men, mostly on this side. So I got a suggestion by someone to keep some spearmen to back up the infantry when the enemy melee troops come close. So I think what I'll do is I'll keep a smaller like peasant group moving after my main armies, and these we just hit our own dragoons, and these will sort of be cannon fodder to be laid forwards against the enemy, the enemy's traditional troops, because the enemy loves their traditional troops, don't they? We'll keep these guys going this way, shooting the enemy as they go. I'm not entirely sure, maybe we get a better result if we charge them. But that's about it. I'm gonna continue here, but for you guys, we'll switch over back to the campaign map. And here we have the statistics of the battle. We lost 661 men, while the enemy lost most of their force. Highest killer on our side, parrot guns, Royal Dragoons. Royal Dragoons, of course, chasing down a lot of people after the battle. So that might be most of the kills. Then the Royal Line Infantry holds the center here with a lot of kills. Next Highlander Foot and so forth. General's Bodyguard in the bottom. One of the Highlanders here in the bottom. But that Highlander didn't actually lose any men at all. Highest lost men on my side was 1 foot of line. They lost 118. Most experience gained, it's hard to say, but most of them seem to have gained once. Royal Infantry and so forth, Dragoons. Yes, there we have it. And we pushed them back towards the sea. Given the time we've left for this episode, I think we're gonna go ahead and test out our ironclad warrior class by going ahead and attacking this port in Key. So let's go ahead and do that. So we got 2 ships plus the naval, or the batteries on the coast here that we need to contend with. So without further ado, let's go ahead and attack. And there it is, the greatest ship to ever have visited the seas of Japan. The great British warrior class ship with quite a nice sizable crew. Let's see if we can go ahead and take a closer look at them. Well, they're not that different to the other troops we've seen so far. It's marine troops. Can we see if we can find the admiral somewhere? There we have him. Let's see if I can take a look at him. He's standing in front of the sailors. So there we have the captain of the ship, together with, well, I guess this might be like the marine lieutenant or something. I'm not entirely sure how they have structured this. What I've gone ahead and done is I've put the smaller ship in front because I'm kind of worried about the fact that there might be mines in this water. I'm not entirely sure, but I think because I played another one of these, and suddenly I had one of my ships on this side, and I told them to advance, and suddenly one of them just exploded into flames. I'm not entirely sure what happened with it, so I'm not entirely sure if there might be mines in the water. Anyways, the plan is to have the ironclad go like this, while this fleet goes like that. And yes,
Prepare to
that
attack,
is the
sir.
plan. Now, because I'm so terrified of losing it to a silly mine or something like that, I'm just going to check the waters ahead. But it looks fine. What we're coming up against is... Oh, the battery is already opened up. They have quite long range. For some reason, someone's sitting on it like, haha, I've got... Look at me, I've got the biggest dick in all of Japan. So we got these crews. For some reason, yeah, they've put someone in there. And I believe, though, that we win as soon as the 2 enemy ships have died. So this fleet is going to go directly for the port, or for the port, for the harbor. This one's going to go for the harbor as well, and the ironclad is going to follow him towards that, in that kind of an angle, and then he's going to turn out as this one plows ahead, checking the waters. You know what? I think we'll do that already, because we need to lay all this fire down on the batteries of the enemy over there. Hopefully the smaller boat drags quite a lot of fire from the enemy. Let's go ahead then and take a closer look on the inside works of the great British ship. Let's go ahead and remove the HUD, shall we? Oh, hello now! Let's see, a lot of gun ports, but all on the wrong side of the ship. Someone standing in the coal room, and here we're walking around with everyone else looking busy as the ship is firing on the port side. Oh, look, everyone's out here moving along. Oh, there we got someone. I don't think we saw that guy. Looks like some cannon shots are landing close. We can see the men loading over there. They've opened up the breach. He's cleaning it out, and he's closing off, and he's ready to fire, and someone just walked past it like an idiot. Right, very cool view, but I think it's time we gave a bit of a closer look at what's actually going on here. So we can see them firing, and the cannon shot is actually kind of going straight up into the air. And I don't know if they are actually hitting the... Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are firing straight into the water in front of them. God, let me take control then. Okay, let's see. Can I... I'm gonna aim right there. Fire! Boom! Thing is though, I think we'll go ahead and fast reload, and let's use explosive. So our fleet going for the port is not doing too well. Neither is the small ship. This one's already on fire, and I think he's about to... Yeah, he's routing. So that's not going too well. And our attempts to shoot these guys down seem to have not gone so well. And because the big ship decides to shoot in the water in front of it, we're not having great luck with that either. And some shots, Jesus Christ, wait, what?
Your general
Are
is under
those
attack,
actually...
sir.
What the hell? How the hell are they firing? Who's in charge of this? Clearly I need to take over here. Right. Fire! Boom! There we go. That's more like it, but a lot of shots landed all over the place. We really need to get the accuracy up on this boat. What is the accuracy right now? It doesn't actually say. It says 42 guns, cannon range 9. It doesn't actually say how accurate it is. Fire! Boom! The good thing though about this is that this boat is very heavy. It's got a lot of hull, and we can take a massive beating. Come on. Blow the bastard. Okay, so we have... Right, I guess we're turning now towards... you know what? We're going to continue forwards because we want to stop this guy from wherever he's trying to go. And blow him absolutely to bits. Oh, shit! We've got bloody fire going on. Okay, start repairing the ship. I really don't want to lose this. Right, you guys, which have kind of moved past the gun batteries, will move and lay yourself like this, and being able, hopefully, to bypass the enemy cannons. The fire was put out, but unfortunately we managed to lose the main mast in the process. We only have one enemy ship though to take down. Fire! Boom. The problem at this point is that I guess we're the only target for the enemy at this point. Fire! We're not very accurate. God damn it, we've set him on fire though. I'll order the other ships to open up with explosive shots. I think they've only fired standard shot until this point. I want you guys to use explosive, and I want you to fast reload. Yes, full speed ahead. Kaboom! Ooh, that was a nice hit. And yes, it surrendered. Because we pushed, you know, a ton of fire. Oh, this bastard is back. For a little bit, at least. How many men did we lose? We lost a few, but we're gonna continue here for a bit just because I want to take a look at how the ship operates here. Now, I'm not entirely sure if we can actually capture these batteries. They seemed very hard to actually destroy. We fired a bit on this one, but this one is the only one that seems to have gotten some damage. Right, there we have it. Decisive victory. Anyways, given the time and so forth, I think I'm gonna end it right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.